now. So again, welcome. This is the almost last webinar. We'll have 2 more on Thursday. Please check your emails for that. These are our social media tags. Please give us a shout. These are our sponsors. We would like to thank them again for their meeting this desperate need in such a short notice. The Ford Foundation, the Ford Motor Company Fund, PL Dodge Foundation, Assurant, PNC Bank, Kids in Need Foundation, our good friends at Wells Fargo, Florida Blue Cross Blue Shield, the Anthony Abraham Foundation, and the Zip Family Foundation. Michelle, Ophelia, and Carmen, welcome back.
Yep, we're here. Just a reminder, when you end the call, Audrey, click end all. That way that ends for everyone. And because I know some people are still in the other session because they didn't click on the right link. But that happens.
Okay. I'm still learning too. Okay.
Alrighty. Okay, so welcome back, guys. We're going to talk today about, let me share my screen. So we're talking about creating assignments for students in teams. So we're going to look at how you could create assignments and add resources, add a rubric, adjust the due dates, provide feedback to students on these assignments, reviewing their progress, and also seeing how they're doing overall using the Insights tab. So those are some of the things we're going to tackle today. I'm going to kind of pick up where we left off in the last session with Microsoft Forms. We talked about Microsoft Forms last session, and we talked about how you can create these auto-graded quizzes and forms by selecting new quiz and adding your choice questions and selecting the responses. So there's a way you can bring that into Microsoft Teams. So I'm going to show that to you as your first option. So when you're in Teams, so remember, this is what your teams will look like. You have your classes and you'll just select the class that you want that assignment for, the class that you want to be in. So in this case, I'm going to choose this class. In the general channel, that's where the assignments tab is. The assignments tab is also listed on the left rail in the app bar. So you could click here, assignments, and it takes you to the same place. You would just have to select the class that you want to view the assignments in, or if you're in your team itself, you just click on the assignments tab. Okay, so once you click on the assignments tab, it will show you anything that you have in drafts. If you have anything in drafts, okay, it'll show you anything that you have assigned. With kind of like an overview of the status of the students, 1 to 5 turned in, 1 of 7 turned in, and so on and so forth. So you'll see that progress scale there. You'll also see any of those assignments that have been fully graded, anything that's completely graded, meaning all students have submitted and you've done the grading for that particular assignment. We're going to start by creating an assignment. So I'm going to hit this create button, and I'm actually going to start by creating a quiz. This is how you bring in Microsoft Forms. So when I select quiz, it's actually going to integrate with Microsoft Forms. It's going to ask me here, if you could please mute your device when you come. It's going to ask me to choose from quizzes that I have, from forms that I have, okay? It is not going to filter quizzes versus forms for you. This is just your whole forms library. So you just have to select from the quiz that you want for the students to take. And best practice for this, again, you want to make sure you choose a quiz option, of course, when you're creating the quiz. If you want it to be auto-graded, you have to make sure you choose all choice questions and you select the correct answer for the students to get that auto-grading. Okay, and then for also the grades to populate in the grade book here. So I'm going to just select here math quiz, and I am going, you also have an option to do a new. So if you wanted to do new, it's just going to take you to form, take you to the landing page, and just have you create it from there. That's all that does, okay? So your best bet is just go ahead and create it and then integrate it. So when I select quiz, my form has already been created. I click on it, I click next. Next is the assignment window. Now, this assignment window will have a title. So if you want to change the title or add to the title from what the form was, you can certainly do that. If you want to put instructions here, you can certainly do that. If you wanted to say, hey, students, review topic 1.1 to 1.4 and watch this video before completing the quiz, you can certainly do that. The quiz, you can see that it is here. Okay, the quiz is right here. It has the assign, which classes you want to assign it to. Right now, it's only assigned to that one class, but if I click this option here, I am able to assign it to multiple classes. Oop. Okay, so I can click on another class, and now it's assigned to 2 classes. And I can click on really as many classes as I want for that one quiz to be, or that one assignment to be assigned. I can put my due dates, make them flexible if I want. Obviously, it's going to be assigned to all students. So once I'm done filling all that out, I'm going to hit the word assign. Okay, so when I hit assign, if you notice, there's a little red icon right here in the general tab. That basically tells you that there's a post that's made that basically announces that the quiz is posted. Okay, the quiz is posted, so all students will be able to see that the quiz is posted. They'll be notified as well that the quiz is posted because they'll get a little notification icon here in the top left under their activity to let them know an assignment was posted by the teacher. I am now switching views. Right now I'm in the view of a student. So I want to show you my notification icon as a student so you can see I see that this assignment was posted and it takes me right to the assignment. Okay, so what happens is when the teacher posts the assignment, the students get notified, okay, automatically. Okay, so you saw how to create a quiz with the integration of Microsoft Forms. All right. In terms of what the student sees for that quiz, I can just show it to you right here. Actually, this one I know actually has stuff on there. So I'm going to show you this one. So I'm in a student view. What a student sees, they see, you know, the instructions that you provide. Actually, for this one, that student took the quiz. So let me just go to this one. I don't really know what's on this quiz. So it's due tomorrow, 0 points possible. So if I click on it as the student, I'm able to take the quiz. And it's populating. So all the questions are populating. And when I hit submit, if all of my, if everything for me, if the teacher set everything up correctly where it is auto graded, this was just a sample one that I did. So I honestly don't know. So yes, some of the questions are checked off. So the student is able to get the responses right away. And what the teacher will then see is this. So let me go, actually that was here. So let me go here. And as a teacher, I'm going to view the assignment. Okay, and I'm going to see that one student turned it in. Okay. The reason it doesn't have a score here is because I didn't put any scores for that particular assignment. So I want to show you one that actually has scores attached so you could see it a little bit better. Where is it at? Algebra quiz. Okay, so in this one, you can see that it was viewed, not turned in. And I actually, if you just take a look right here, I'm sorry, I keep clicking. You notice how it says to grade, and then here it says graded. So This one was actually taken by the student, and as the teacher, I actually clicked on it, viewed the student responses. If I wanted to make any adjustments, I could. And what I did was, by clicking the ellipses, I clicked posted. And this allowed for the assignment to then move from to grade to graded. That answers one of the questions that was asked in the other session, where if you have a quiz and you guys don't have hard deadlines, you have kind of flexible due dates. So how do you keep track of when a kid submits something this week, but then they have like all of next week to submit it as well? How do you keep track of what is what you've already checked versus what's newly turned in? And that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to click on the actual name of the student, open the form, okay? And then you're going to hit post so that the assignment moves from the to grade column to the graded column. You're going to hit the ellipses and hit posted. So that would help to kind of separate between what you've looked at and what you've actually not seen yet. So it'll be graded versus what's to grade. Okay, and you have this view of your assignments by just clicking on whichever assignment you want to look at. Whichever one you want to look at, you click on it, and you can see where the students are with it, whether or not they've turned it in, whether or not they've viewed it, and then you can provide feedback, and you can post the grade. Okay. All right, so what we're going to look at next is creating, not a quiz, because we just looked at a quiz, but we're looking at creating an assignment. So I'm going to hit the assignment button. The assignment window opens. All of this is blank. You would enter your title here. So sample assignment, because I can't think of anything original right now. And this add category, this is if you have categories set up. You can add categories like test versus quiz, versus homework. You can set up categories like that. Instructions, if you want to put your instructions, you can certainly do that, and you can certainly hyperlink within the instructions as well. What I really, really like about assignments is you can add resources to really help students, and this is where that differentiation piece comes in. When I click add resources, this allows me to add, if I wanted to pull files, to add a copy of a file from my OneDrive. If I have a particular resource or a particular worksheet, maybe I have a PDF that's in my class notebook, and I want to actually make that PDF the assignment, I can pull it in from my OneNote class notebook. If I have a link to a video, I just put the hyperlink, or maybe a link to the online textbook, or whatever that link is to, I can put that external link here and put a description there. If, let's say, the students were creating a PowerPoint, each student had to create their own PowerPoint, or each student had to, you have a prompt and they all have to write an essay. What I would highly recommend is anything that you want the students to do, whether it's creating something, you want to attach a file for them to do the work on, because if you don't attach the file, they're going to have to do, open up Word, open up PowerPoint, create, file, save as, then upload into Teams. It just creates additional steps for the students versus if you just attach the Word document or PowerPoint yourself, all they have to do is open that assignment, type their work in, and hit submit. And I'm going to show you that. So when I click new file, so let's pretend that this was like an essay. So I'm going to hit new file. I'm going to actually type in essay, and I'm going to hit attach. Okay, this is adding this Word document as a resource right here. In the instructions, I can put my essay topic. Okay. So if you notice, it says students cannot edit. What you want is the students to be able to edit their own copy. You are going to have to click the ellipses in the far right here, and you're going to change it from students cannot edit to students edit their own copy. So now students are able to edit their own copy. If you have additional resources that you want to add, you can certainly add that. Like, again, let's say you wanted to add a link. You can add a link, and you can add as many resources as you need to add for the students to have access to what they need for this lesson. Another thing that you can do is give points to the lesson or add a rubric. The rubrics, highly recommend just creating a new rubric. It opens up this window here, and it can be as simple as you want. If you just want to do like your rubric scale, I think it's based from 6 to 0. So if you want to do 6, take out the words and actually just put numbers. I don't remember if it's 6 or 5, so I'm just gonna put 6. And I can put 2 here, and I can add a column here and put 1. If you want to add 0, you can. And if you want to put descriptions, you can certainly put descriptions, or you could just leave the numbers if you would like. If you wanted to put 100%, 90%, whatever it is that you wanted to put for the rubric. So it's really up to you what you would like. So I'm just going to put essay for that one. And I don't want, I'm not going to put anything for the description. But again, if you want to, you can put a description for each category if you would like. Okay. And you can build this rubric as much as you want. So if you wanted to add other criterion, you can like if this one was conventions and the other one was style, you can certainly build that rubric up however much you want to build it. Okay, so I'm going to attach this simple rubric that I just did. Okay, so now in this assignment, it has a rubric and it has a file for the students to complete, and it has I'm going to make sure it's assigned to the right classes and the due dates are fine. And once I have all of that ready, then I can hit the word assign. Okay, and now that essay should be assigned. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go to the student view right now so that I can see as the student. I'm gonna notice I have a little red mark as the student that tells me that I have a new assignment, and I believe this is the class that I'm going to, and this is the assignment here, sample assignment. So again, I'm in the student view. This is what the student sees. So as the student, I see that there is a document attached. And so again, for me, as a student, I see that I have my essay topic here and actually have to write an essay. So what I'm going to do is click on that document. And remember, as a teacher, you made it so that the student is able to edit. So when that document opens for the student, they can choose to edit the document. So I'm going to just choose here, edit in the browser, and type in, this is my essay, period. Okay, I'm going to hit close as the student, and I'm going to hit turn in. So what happens when you attach those files is, again, it prevents the students from having to click around and save something and then upload. They just click on the attachment that's in the assignment, and if you give them editing rights, so they are editing their own copy, then they're able to just put their responses or put their answers right in the document and just hit turn in. And then it just makes it so much easier for the student. Okay, so now as the teacher, I'm back here as a teacher. There we are. Okay, and I want to see this assignment. I want to see what that student has turned in. So I'm going to click View Assignment. And again, I can see not turned in, not turned in, not turned in. Bingo, turned in. This student turned it in, and I can click on it, and I am able to see what that student has written. Here on the right-hand side, I have the option to open the file wherever I would like to. Here, I can give it a score based on the rubric, okay? And if I want to enter feedback, I can enter feedback to the students, and then I can return it to the student, okay? And the student, I'm going to hit close. The student will then see the feedback and the rubric score that you've just submitted for them. All right. So, okay, so we've talked about how to create a form and how to create an assignment. I want to show you something else because you kind of have that view of the assignments already. There is a grades tab here in the general tab. And when you click this general tab, I keep having to move this. It's okay. It gives you an overview of all of the assignments that you have, and it gives you, all the students and their status. Obviously, you could click on each student individually, right, to get an overview of that particular student with very specifics on all the assignments that were assigned for the student and their progress. And this is really helpful for you, when you're looking at the progress of the child, and you can export to Excel as you need to. There is an additional feature of Teams. It's a tab that you have to add, and that tab is called in the Insights tab. You actually have to go here on the left-hand side to the left rail in the apps bar, and when you go here, you search for Insights. And it's this one, the purple one, where it says Insights Education. This really is such a terrific tool because it allows you to see an overview of basically student progress in your team's class. Everything from assignments to their participation in conversation. It really breaks it down. So what you have to do is find it in the apps bar and then add it to your team. It's going to ask you where you want to add it. So you could just choose the team that you want to add it to. Let's just choose that one for some reason. Let's see. Okay. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Everything is slowing down for me. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you what that Insights tab looks like. Here it is. When it loads, and again, this is all data for you. It's giving you the child's digital activity, their average grade, their on-time assignments, their time for feedback, meaning when you return stuff to them and their response to you, and their communication. This is their communication and like discussion posts and things that you have in your team. And so you can sort this by all of your students or by individual students, and you can sort it by a specific time frame, whether it's 1 week or 30 days or the whole time that you have in the team. So this is a great resource for you to see the progress of your students, especially during this time of remote learning where we don't really, outside of assignments, we can't really say, how much a student is active in the class team. And this gives us a little bit more insight about that. Okay. All right. So I have to backtrack because I want to make sure we did talk about resources and rubrics. The due dates, we did look at that and see how you can adjust the due dates. There's one other option for due dates, which I want to show you, but you don't necessarily have to, go through all of that. You can just keep it simple and just use the suggested due dates that it provides. So let me just edit something so you can see it. And just edit this assignment. And so down here at the bottom, it does give you, you can click the calendar option to choose your due date and the time due. But down here, there's a little bit more detail. So if you choose that edit option, you are able to close an assignment. So you have the due date, but you have the close date. This close date will prevent students from turning in that assignment. The other option, the basic option, What that does is a student can turn the work in late, but this one will actually prevent them from turning it in altogether. Like if they tried to turn in the work, it wouldn't allow them to even access it because you have a close date on that assignment. So I wouldn't recommend that because I know you have to be flexible, especially at this time of remote learning with your students. So you just have to kind of go along with the rules that the district is setting for you for those flexible time frames. Okay, but I just wanted to show you that that option was there for the future. Now, we did talk about the Insights tab and the reviewing progress part. That's all in the grades. That's all what we talked about in the grades. And just again, note that the assignments and the grades tab is in the general channel. You have to be in the general channel of the team to view the assignments, the grades, and the assignments. So I'm going to go back to the team so you could see in the general channel, that's where your assignments are, and that's where your grades are. Okay. All right. So at this time, I'm going to open up the floor to Carmen and Ophelia first to see if there are any questions that were in the chat that you guys want to bring forth.
Hi, Michelle.
Hey, Carmen.
There's a question here about can assignments be assigned to certain students only?
Oh, yeah. That is certainly possible. Let me share my screen again so I can show that to you briefly. Yeah, when you have an assignment, let me go here to view assignment and show you where to do that. Let me click edit. So down here, okay, sorry. I've already assigned this, so it's not going to let me. So I have to just create another assignment really quick. So let me just do this really quick and show it to you. Down here at the bottom, okay, where it says assign to, it automatically assigns to the class that you're in. So I'm in Sing ELA grade 5. It's automatically going to assign to that class. If I want to assign to particular students in that class, I click the option right here to the right, and I can choose to assign just to, two students in that class. So only those 2 students will get it. So you definitely have the option to customize who you assign the work to. Okay. Anything else? Carmen and Ophelia?
Yeah, there was another question about Insights, which I think is amazing. But it says, do you need to add the Insights education app on every channel or just put it once and it can be used for all channels?
So yeah, so just put it once in the team, but you do have to add it to each of your class teams. Okay.
Okay, I do see some hand raising.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we have the next few minutes, and we'll take the hands until it's time. We are going to start with Fernanda. Okay. We'll move on to Miss is Jean. Excuse me if I'm getting the name incorrect. Pierre. Okay. How about Baina Buck? Okay. Cheryl Smith.
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to know when I do a quiz from assignments, oftentimes I don't see where I can give points, and sometimes not until after. So how can I ensure that the points value show up within the quiz before I
Good
complete
question.
assigning it?
Yeah, we talked about this in the other session, but I'm going to show it to you really quick. When you are creating a quiz, okay, hello? Are you all seeing my screen or did I get knocked off?
I see it.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yes, we see it.
When you're creating, thank you. When you're creating the quiz, you have to allot points to each question. So you have to click on the question, and here at the bottom where it says points, you have to put a number there for each question, or else it won't, it'll grade it, but it won't grade it and give it points. So in the form itself, you have to put points here for each question.
Does that automatically come up when you do the first question?
It's a part of the question type. Whenever you're in a quiz,
Okay.
it's a part of the question type to add points. So what I recommended in the last session was one of the first things that you should do when you start with a choice question is allot your points and make the question required. Those are the two first steps that you should do.
The points and, over here, required. Okay.
Yep, always turn that on, because if you don't, the student can skip. Okay.
And then there's somewhere, yes, thank you. And there's somewhere where the student, you can check it to see, how do you assure that, like, if it's correct, then it'll automatically check the quiz for you.
You got to do that under the settings. So if you don't mind, there's going to be the recording for the last session, and I do go over all that in the last session.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. All right, we're going to move to, I think, Wendy.
Hi, I have a question. I've done this several times, and I've created some assignments using the forms, but when I post the activities, like, I'll have 2 videos. So I have video number 1, video number 2, and then a quiz. And then I load everything to Teams and all of my classes, but when it loads, each class, it loads differently. So class period 1, it loads video 1, video 2, quiz, and then the next class, it loads quiz, video 2, video 1. Why doesn't it load correctly in the same way that I'm submitting it, so to speak?
Are you doing one assignment?
I'm creating one assignment and then sharing it with all of my classes.
And how are you adding those videos when you create that one assignment?
I'm using the link to copy and paste the link from another source, or like YouTube or something else.
Okay, so you click add resource and then you add the link.
Right.
Is that what you're doing?
Right. So when I
understand. I just wanted to be clear in the steps we're taking. You're taking the right steps. And when you select at the bottom the multiple classes, right?
Correct.
Now that just could be a glitch in the system. I would recommend that you take like a little screenshot, or like if you could do like a little video of this happening, and then when you can contact the help desk to let them know this is a problem that you're having.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Sure. All right. Elena Sanders.
Hi, yes, thank you. When attaching a PDF in an assignment, I know we don't have the PDF editor. Are students able to use a draw function to write on top of a PDF within an assignment? Okay,
so there's a little trick to that. The recommendation is for you to put that PDF onto, if you have a class team, what you're going to have to do is utilize the class notebook. So create a tab in the class notebook that says assignments. Put that PDF in the assignments tab of the class notebook, and then attach that class notebook to your assignment. And that will allow the students to utilize the draw tools in class notebook for that particular PDF, because regularly they are not able to edit PDFs.
Okay, so I put it in class notebook and then I make that an assignment?
Yeah, you can attach a page in your class notebook as a resource when you create a assignment. So this is a little bit more complex. So
it's not just me. Good to know.
No, I'm saying these steps here are a little bit more complex for what you're asking. This is the workaround for that, right? This is going to prevent the student from having to print, fill out, upload, and go through all those steps.
Right.
So it really is up to the teacher what they are going to choose to do. So my recommendation is that utilize the class notebook. You can see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So under the class notebook, okay, in the content library, I would create a section that just call it assignments if you're just going to keep it simple. So under the content library, just have a tab for assignments. And under that, this is where you can add your PDFs. So like for this one, I actually added a PDF of this puzzle.
Yeah.
You see that? And to add a PDF, all you really have to do is just click, add a page, okay, and give the page a title, and then click Insert, and under the Insert tab, you'll do File and Insert File Printout PDF. You see that option?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's there. So then now you're gonna go to your assignments, okay? You're going to create an assignment. Okay, give it a title. I'm going to just put for this one PDF. And here where it says add resources, this is where you go to this option for class notebook. Remember where you put it, right? Content library, assignments, and then this was the puzzle. And then I'm going to hit attach. Where do I want it to go? So this is asking you where in the student notebook you want it to go. So the students will already have like generated sections. So if you want to click that you want it to go into handouts, then that's fine. It's just that place where the student can find it in their notebook.
Okay.
You got it? And then you hit
So then
done.
they'll be able to access it within their assignments or in their student notebook.
Yes, pretty much. And I'm going to show you. So make sure
Okay.
everything else is filled out and you hit assign. Okay. So now as the student, let me go to the student view. It might take a little time to load because it's a OneNote page, so you might not see it right away under the student view. And plus it looks like it's stuck. Okay, so I'm gonna just click here because I know that one is the example. So this is the puzzle. So as a student, I click on the assignment, I see it here. It's gonna open up for me as the student. Remember, I'm in the student view. It's gonna open up in that section in the OneNote. And remember, this is the PDF. And so as the student, I am gonna be able to use the Draw tab, okay? And use inking to kind of draw, or if I want to type and move the text box over, I can certainly do that. And so
okay, so it doesn't need to be opened in a separate OneNote.
No. Everything
Okay.
works integrated in Teams. So as a
Right,
student,
okay.
I hit close and I hit turn it late. Okay? And so now as the teacher, I will get that from the student. Once it loads in, I'll see that student turned it in, and I'll be able to see the work that student did. It'll take me right to that part of their notebook.
Okay,
Does that
super.
make
Thank
sense?
you so much. Yep.
I know it's a lot of steps, but this is kind of like the advanced version, I guess.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, we're like well over time. Audrey, I know we're way over time.
Yeah,
Audrey?
it's okay. I'm okay as long as you are. It's up to you.
Okay, I'll take a few more questions. I'll take like two or three more questions. Let me see. All right, so I think I just talked to Genevieve. Did you just go, Genevieve?
No, that wasn't me. This is me.
Okay.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
My quick question is for when you're assigning a quiz, someone, I think it's Carmen, sent the link of how to assign an assignment to multiple teams. Excuse me, but when you're doing a quiz, are you able to assign the quiz to multiple teams? Because I've been going to each team
you
to
can
do the quiz.
Same way. Yeah, I showed that earlier. You can do it.
Okay.
Okay.
I must have not seen that part. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right, next we have Liliana Quintero.
Hi, thank you. We created a quiz on forms and we shared amongst my team. The problem is that when it was turned in by the students, it grouped it all together and there were no names. So they took the quiz, but now we don't know who took it because there's no names and all three classes were merged. So it came out like a group of 80 people.
All right, so here's what I recommend for that. First of all, turn on, don't send a quiz to students unless you're using the option unless you're using the link that requires them to sign in. You used an anonymous link. That's why there's no name. And secondly, you use the collaborative team, the collaborative quiz that did group everybody together. I would suggest that if you want to have your separate scores for students, that you duplicate the form that was sent to you by the teacher, so you have your own copy, and then that's the link that you give to your students, so you're only seeing your student scores.
Okay, so we should get the duplicate one.
Yeah, got it?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Burbette? Ferguson? Okay.
Yes. Hello?
Hi. Yes, hi.
I'm having issues putting on a quiz for science, pulling in pictures for the science for the quiz.
So when you have to make sure that your pictures are saved in the correct format, JPEG or PNG, and you're able to upload from your device. You can upload from your OneDrive, or you can upload by searching Bing.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Barbara.
All right. Hello. We have Bayina.
You answered my question. I appreciate it.
Okay, no problem. Janine Mason.
Hello.
Hi.
I have assignment. When I review the kids' assignment through grades, I return it to them with comments, and when they get it, they see it as it's completed and not that they need to make corrections. How do I fix that?
Okay, I'm gonna ask if you can repeat the question because I heard half of it. The sound was going in and out.
Okay, the question is, when students complete assignment, I look at the grade to see what they did on the assignment. If they needed to make corrections, I sent the feedback to make corrections and returned it back to them. In return, the students saw it was completed and not needed to make corrections.
So there are different steps, like you return it to them with the feedback and they can turn it in again. You have to let them know to turn it in again. Even though it says on the top, turn in again, it'll say that, but you just have to let them know, make corrections and hit turn in again. We kind of have to guide them through all of this.
But from the students' view, they see it has already been completed.
It's only going to be complete if you finalize the grade. Like if you give them feedback and send it back to them, they'll see an option to turn in again.
Because I've had kids say that they have not seen it. I had parents send me a snapshot of it, shows from the student view that it's been a completed assignment. When I look at it, the teacher view, it was incomplete and I had returned it back to them.
So what I can do is send you a link that shows you the information, shows you all of the different, I guess, options that exist for turn in late, turn in again, because those are the steps. They turn it into you, you return it to them, they can turn it in again.
Because even when I went back to look at it as far as the assignments and the individual student, or as far as for the class, it showed 2 columns, one that says graded and one not graded. All the kids that showed not graded because I don't have them graded on the assignments. But the one that I returned showed it was graded.
As long as they're in that not graded column, the students have the opportunity to send it back. That's what I'm saying. Only way they
the ones that tell me they don't see it is showing up in the graded, and I've never assigned it a grade.
If it shows up in graded, that means it's finalized.
And I never did that. So how do I fix that?
All right, that's a little bit more complicated than I can answer right now because I actually have to see your screen and what you're doing. So what we could do is send you a link in the chat for you to kind of explore that. You can also call 995 help, the district help hotline.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Anna Martinez. Okay, this is a last question, okay?
I was just wondering if you were going to be giving one of these little quick PDs on using the actual notebook.
The thing is, OneNote cannot be a quick PD.
Oh, okay, I get it. All right.
It really
Okay.
can't. It cannot be a quick PD in 30 minutes. It is very robust. There are lots of things to just put it this way. The district had a 2-day OneNote PD. So there's no way we can simplify it in 30 minutes.
Oh my God. Okay. All
right?
I get it. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Audrey?
Yeah, okay. Thank you guys again for joining us. We have 2 more on Thursday. If you have not registered, check your emails, go to our website, and all of these webinars will be available on our YouTube channel. So here it is again. Copy and paste that link, or just go to youtube.com/education fund. So you can review all the old ones. And please, please tag us on social media. Thank you, Ms. I think it was Aguilera who posted. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Make sure you register and please type your name, your email address in the email field. It takes me about 40 minutes each time to go through corrections because you guys are not typing your email address in the email field. You guys are getting better at it. I know this is a lot and it's very overwhelming, and we're just here to do whatever we can to help. And we'll see you on Thursday. If you have questions, you can email me. And not questions about the content of the webinar, because I am not an expert at this stuff like Michelle, Carmen, and Ophelia are. Questions about the webinars, how to access the YouTube channel, any of those things. For grants, our Ocean Bank Center, feel free to email me. I will see you guys on Thursday, and I hope you have a great night. You guys are amazing.
You too. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Buddy.
Bye,
Thank
you.
Bye,
everyone.
Ferguson. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Hello.